but the Tyrese injury itself in the finals, you didn't notice that whole situation with Tyrese with the calf, it didn't look familiar to you? It didn't look familiar at all. It didn't remind you of Kevin Durant in the 2019 playoffs with the Warriors when instantly they were like,
when he went down.
yeah,
What was it when he came back in Game 3? I like to say Game 4.
yeah, when he grabbed what it looked like the back of his heel, and then they kept saying, "Oh, it's a calf injury. It's a calf injury."
Yeah.
And then Kevin Durant came back.
Gilbert Arenas, one of his better statements, he talked about how he has Jason Tatum and Tyrese Haliburton. Like, I think it was Tatum or one of the other guys who had a similar situation this run, where they said like, "Yo, my calf was like fucking hurting," and then they tore their Achilles mid-game.
Going back to Tyrese, it's the way he landed, and it's like he already knew, bro. Like this Tyrese in the finals it played out the same way as the KD one. They knew this can happen. Is that this was their chance to win?
Well, how likely was it that, for example, for Tyrese Haliburton, bro, it's hard to climb back to the finals. Like, you kind of.
So let me ask you a question: should players they risk their careers if they make it in the finals?
It's a damn if I do, damn if I don't situation, no?
Yeah, that's real tough because
public opinion will just call you a pussy for not playing.
Yeah, but public opinion won't be there when, let's say, you Kevin Durant, you come back off that ACL and you're never the same. They're not going to be there for you for that. And then all of a sudden, other teams, they don't offer you that max deal that you was going to get anyway. They don't offer you that no more.
The best example I give is Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah. The Isaiah Thomas, right? The Isaiah Thomas situation with the Celtics, is that avoidable for players?
Of course it is, but the thing is, man, outside of public opinion, I think a lot of these guys, man, like, you have that competitive edge, man. I mean, you're growing up watching basketball, you still want to win all the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you want to win, but like, you could be Kevin Durant. His career could have ended in that finals in 20. I don't think people realize it. That could have been the end of his shit.
Because it took a year and a half, no, for him to fully recover.
But it's not a guarantee. There's a recovery for him to come back as Kevin Durant. There's no guarantee about that.
And one of the blessings for Kevin Durant, it was COVID, so he had a lot of extra time to really, focus on recovering and shit. So there was not much pressure on him because of COVID.
It's like Damian Lillard. Dame at his age ain't coming back as Dame Dollar. That's it.
No, he's coming back as Dame Sense now, bro.
Facts.
He's gonna come back as a veteran minimum contract. Me and my friend were talking about. He's like, "Oh, I want Dame in Houston." I'm like, "Yeah, bro. It only makes sense if he takes a veteran deal."
That's crazy, man. Like, yeah, these, especially Dame. How old is Dame?
Haliburton's entering his prime, right?
Yeah, Dame is 34.
Like but Dame's on the decline of his career.
Yeah,
with Haliburton, he's entering his prime, and same with Tatum. They're entering their prime.
Man, it's a tough call. Like, it's a tough. I saw Tyrese in the final. Just the way he fell, he instantly knew it because it was like contact. Because you can tell the last 3 games. What was the game? I think it was game 4 where he kind of hurt. It was the game in Oklahoma City where they lost. I think it was like a blowout. He kind of like re-injured it for a second, and then the game 6 they had a blowout win.
Game 5 they got blown out.
Yeah, game 5 they got blown out. So in game 6 they were lucky the Pacers blew out the Thunder, so Tyrese didn't really have to play too much. And then
he rested the 4th.
Yeah. So this whole time, then that's how good the Pacers as a team was, because this whole time the Pacers were kind of operating on like 85% as far as their star.
Yeah. And you had guys like Benedict Mathurin, they were able to step up and play big minutes.
Mm-hmm.
TJ McConnell was able to step up big minutes. But sidetrack, Rick Carlisle in that third quarter, shit for fucking brains, man. You said Siakam for 10 minutes? That was bad.
Wait, the third quarter of which game?
It's game 7 where you sat Siakam for 10 minutes.
Yo, no lie, I was looking back at it. Yeah, Siakam was everywhere, bro. I don't know.
I don't get why they set out Siakam for that long. By the time the 4th came, he lost all his momentum.
Yeah, I don't know. They had Siakam doing everything
Yeah,
defensively because you know what
but
it is.
that
They couldn't have Miles Turner out there because he wasn't gonna score, and then they
Miles
just
got outplayed by Chet Holmgren, man.
yeah, he
5
did.
blocks,
Yeah, he
got
did.
outplayed on both ends. But I thought the decision with Siakam was bad on Rick Carlisle's end. Obi Toppin did not have a good 7. I thought the rotation between Tony Bradley and Thomas Bryant wasn't good. There was a lot of mistakes on their end, but I digress.
Yeah,
We're
but
talking about Tyrese Haliburton.
my
Yeah.
bad, my bad. But going back to Tyrese, I want to play what Victor Oladipo kind of tweeted because he kind of alluded that this
Yeah, I saw that.
situation, yeah, he kind of alluded this situation was very similar to the KD one. Let's take a listen.
Victor Oladipo is also a victim of injuries and derailing his career.
Mm-hmm.
John Wall is also a victim of it too.
And look how they get tossed aside.
I mean, yeah,
That could have
John Wall
easily
came
had
back to
happened to
Houston.
KD. People don't realize how
John Wall
easy
came back to Houston and then got tossed around
Yeah.
the Clippers, and then he saw his way out.
that could have easily had happened to KD. But I'm gonna play the soundbite.
Yeah, of course.
In the finals? So we just going keep playing, right? Like it's okay, right? Like it ain't happened, huh? Like this is just part of it, right? But what would this playoff run be without Hallie? What about Dame? What about JT and so many others? I bet we will just blame it on the moment though, lol, and hey, he got millions, right? So he will be all right, huh? So what truly matters? The athlete? It's all good though. I promise you I'm going to be a part of this change. It doesn't have to be a norm or just part of the game anymore in any sport. We can and will protect the players better. Y'all enjoy the rest of the game though. Rest up, Hallie, bro. This will make you stronger.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
That's a good statement by Oladipo. He's right. I
Mhm.
think the players, of course, we as fans will accept it as long as the players themselves take a position where they decide to sit out if injuries get too serious. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Victor Oladipo's right that we can probably change that. But that's one of those things that's very hard for me to imagine someone changing that. Because bro, you spend the whole offseason, you spend the regular season kind of building up for that moment. So it's hard for me to imagine them trying to like not go all the way to the finish line. I'm not saying it as like, oh, I want my entertainment or my validation. I'm just some idiot. But at the end of the day, it's just how basketball is, unfortunately, especially for the players themselves. The amount of mental pressure and the preparation that comes with it. And a guy like Tyrese Haliburton, bro, how often do you know this opportunity coming back? You know what I mean?
True, but again, going back to the Kevin Durant situation in 2019 with the Warriors, everyone saw him grab the back of his heel, but then the Warriors kept saying, "Oh, it's a calf injury. It's a calf injury. Oh, KD might be coming back, 3 games from now, or maybe the next series, the beginning of the next series." Then they made the Western Conference Finals. Oh yeah, he's not coming back for Game 1. They kind of slow dog walked it, and then all of a sudden,
he didn't play that whole series.
Yeah, they made it seem like in the Western Conference Finals he was gonna come back. Oh, for Game 1 in the finals, and then all of a sudden that got pushed back. And then when he finally appeared, he barely played like 10 minutes, and then Achilles done. So this whole time it was a fucking Achilles injury, and they were like kind of, at the end of the day they knew he wasn't coming back. They knew he wasn't coming back, and they knew this is possibly their last chance to win with him, and they nailed him to the cross.
Yeah.
So we can't act like this hasn't happened before, but I'm wondering if teams kind of use that pressure, or organizations use that kind of pressure from fans and just wanting the success of just kind of saying, hey, because organizations want their players out there, even if the Achilles is going to break.
Fans, and I think the players themselves want to be out there, man. Like, regardless, I think a part of them, like Kevin Durant, like if you ask him, like, "Oh, Kevin, did you want to play?" He probably tell you, "Bro, of course, man. You work." Like I said, these guys work for this like situation of.
Hold on, you mean to tell me to tear his Achilles and to go through rehab for a year and a half, risk that, and then potentially never coming back to be the same person, thus sacrificing your money? I don't know, man. Rich Klein is on record saying that, he ain't look too comfortable with that decision.
Who said that?
Kevin Durant's agent, I believe is Rich Klein. He's on record looking very uncomfortable about Kevin going back out there for that series, for that finals.
Okay, then his medical staff is on the medical staff for giving him the green light.
Who pays the medical staff though?
I mean, the franchise. But what I'm saying is, I think you can't tell me there isn't emotional blackmail to these players on the back end, or somewhat of oh, this is your only chance. You can't tell me there isn't voices in Haliburton's circle or people or in the organization or whatever have you. Oh, this is probably our only chance. Who knows what the Eastern Conference could shape up as with how fast the teams are changing and shit.
True, but for the players' lifespan, which in the NBA it's only like a little microdose of time. That shit don't matter. That very one game coming back for this one game, one series, that shit don't matter. It only matters for the franchise.
Obviously, NBA is not a lifelong career path like a doctor or a lawyer or every other career path besides sports.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you should value your body a lot more, especially Haliburton. Thankfully, he's 26. But he has 4 more years of really being Tyrese Haliburton, and then what? Retirement or a steep decline.
Bro, Tyrese knew as soon as he hit the ground what it was. You could tell from the way he was slamming on the floor. You can tell he already knew it was a major potential that this shit was gonna go. That his leg was gonna, that his Achilles was gonna blow up.
Achilles injury is a fatal injury. How many players have we seen fully? I think I could only name 3 players who fully recovered from an Achilles. Not even 3. I think Isaiah Thomas, he had an Achilles injury. Luckily, he went back-to-back finals, but his career cut down a lot shorter than what people remember. Same with Dominic Wilkins is the only player I could remember that really was able to really pick up where he left off was Dominic Wilkins and Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a tough call, man. One of these days, I believe a player, because the money is so large nowadays, I believe there's gonna be a player on Luka's level that's gonna be making, or SGA's level is gonna be making $72 to $80 million a year, and they're gonna opt out of the finals. They're gonna opt. They're not gonna do that. What Tyrese did, what KD did, they're not gonna do it.
Yeah, it's plausible.
It could, because right now, because right here, me, I like to humanize the players. I like to humanize the players because at some point, the same way LeBron James broke the narrative of, oh, you're loyal to the team that drafted you until they don't need you and they ship you off, and then nobody cares. LeBron changed that narrative, took control of his career.
Of course, you wouldn't go to your job if you're sick. But
LeBron broke that paradigm of saying you're blindly loyal to your franchise when your franchise don't share the same loyalty to you. He broke
you're
that.
blindly loyal to your owner.
And it's the same narrative that's carried over into the finals. Oh, we're here, but you might blow your thing out and risk the rest of your career. But yeah, play this series though. It's the same narrative.
Yeah, you have a chance of winning the Larry O'Brien Trophy. I agree.
It's the same narrative. So it's at some point, there's gonna be a player brave enough to break that shit. I think that's what Kawhi tried to do, and the Spurs. Look how the Spurs reacted. Look how the Spurs reacted.
But you also look at who reacted. It's this Pierce who reacted the ugliest.
It's who?
It's Pierce.
Wait, with the situation with Kawhi?
Yeah.
You said Paul Pierce?
No, his peers.
Yeah, his peers, but his peers were not in his situation.
No, Tony Parker straight up made the statement. I had a worse injury, but I've come back a lot.
I'm agreeing with you there. What I'm saying is that his peers don't go home with him. His peers won't be there when he's rehabbing.
What I'm saying is you need a whole mindset change. It has to be 1 through 15 guy on the roster can be like, yeah, I get his point of view. I support him all the way. That's where the kind of the San Antonio and kind of that relationship drifted, was where like Parker, Ginobili, they're making statements offhanded about Kawhi. If
yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, those guys were never in position to make that kind of money. Also,
yeah, they were never in that position, but
they were never in that position.
The fan base, like San Antonio fan base media, they're gonna cater to two of those guys.
See, that's the thing. The NBA, we can't front right here. The NBA is probably
It's a
like
capitalistic company, bro.
it's a business. It's a business.
Yeah, it's capitalism, of course.
Yeah, it's a business. It's probably like you know, I don't know. I would say 60%
ruthless.
marketing and
It's ruthless.
20% business and 10% basketball.
Bro, the basketball players.
No, 20% basketball, I should say.
For us, basketball players make a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, they're not making as much as Adam Silver and these owners.
I mean, it doesn't come down. I mean, I wouldn't put it in those terms. I'll put it more in the terms of, you see, at least Adam Silver is respected when he grinds, and then you know, he hangs up the towel. He goes to his job and there's an understanding that he's loyal to his position and his family. But you see, these basketball players, they do the same exact thing. They go to their job, but except it's not respected that there's a loyalty to their family first. That's not respected. It's like, whoa, you're not loyal to the fan base? You're not loyal to the same fan base that won't care once you get traded to another city how it affects your family. That fan base moves on.
Buying the jersey.
Yeah, they move on. So it's like, but who created that narrative? Like that's what I'm saying. Wait, hold on. That's why it's the greatest gift LeBron James really gave to the NBA players. It's something that Jordan never did. He never got the chance to. LeBron had the chance to, and he gave it to the players. It's the gift of controlling your own destiny and treating the league, getting the privilege to treat the league like a business, exactly how they treat you. They're looking for your replacement every day as an NBA player. They're looking through the draft every day. Look at the Mavericks. They got Cooper Flag. Who's Cooper Flag really there to replace? It puts AD on notice.
Yeah.
They're looking to replace you all the time. Players should have the same mindset.
If they're gonna buy they're not buying Anthony Davis jerseys. They're gonna buy that Cooper Flag jersey.
Exactly, but Cooper Flag is really there to take over his position.
Cooper has a good rookie season. They're gonna forget about Luka.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're probably right. They probably will forget about it.
Yeah.
But you see, but when Tyrese goes on the floor in Game 7, that same blind loyalty is why he's out there. He's thinking like that. That's the thinking, like that same blind loyalty. Oh, we're gonna love you, Tyrese, if you go out there and blow your shit. But now he's gonna go through rehab. Let's say he comes back. Wait, hold on. Let's say he comes back. He's half the player that he was, and his next contract comes up, and then they trade him away, and he only gets minimums. No one's gonna care after that. They're gonna hop on to the next hot pacer player and call it a day.
Yeah. One thing about it, maybe I don't know. Maybe this might sound far-fetched. He's a hometown kid, no?
Who, Tyrese?
Yeah, Tyrese a hometown kid. So maybe like that could play a factor, who knows, in his decision of playing.
All I know, LeBron James broke that mold.
Yeah, he did a great job breaking that mold.
Yeah, that's why I think Stephen A. Smith made that comment. The owners don't like him because who would like him? Who would like him if you're an owner? Because your player was supposed to have a blind loyalty to you. And then one day when he looked up, you traded him because he got older. Or you traded him because you found something younger and cheaper. In reality, that's really what it is. They find something younger and cheaper.
You know, they use LeBron James' service to sell tickets, to sell everything. So might as well, try to get something out of it.
Mm-hmm. But
might as well get a slice of a pizza out of the 8 slices is available.
But AD, right? He's expensive.
Yeah.
What is Cooper Flag under rookie scale contract, and he has the same hype? Who do you think the owner wants?
Same first overall pick. He's exciting.
Yeah. Who do you think the owner wants?
Well, obviously Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
Super, homegrown talent. Fans are gonna get And fans were very welcoming of Anthony Davis due to context. They're going to be very welcoming of Cooper Flag. He's going to bring in a new era.